there, this is a walkthrough of the Instagram Growth and Diagnostic tool, your all-in-one system to plan, track, and optimize your Instagram growth with clarity and strategy. Please note that the colors, designs, and fonts may change as we update and improve our templates, but the core functionality of this spreadsheet will remain the same. This spreadsheet was designed for creators, influencers, business owners, digital marketers who are done guessing and finally want to see what's actually working on Instagram so they can grow intentionally and not accidentally. So let's walk you through exactly how it works. This is your setup tab. This is where your entire system begins. You enter your name or your brand in here, your follower goals, and your content pillars. Then you're gonna see formats. This spreadsheet tracks stories, reels, carousels, and static images, and you can change the emojis in here, and they'll update throughout the entire spreadsheet. You can also change the emojis for the statuses in here. This is gonna be in your planner, content difficulty, how easy it is to create that content, and this should help you plan your workload visually. Now, the beauty of this is that all of these drop downs automatically fit into every other tab, meaning you're building a customized system that speaks your brand language. You can add or remove these emojis. And then last but not least, in the setup tab, you have the check boxes over here, and this is going to be used in the planner. So this is your content strategy planner, and as you can see here, there are 5 boxes that you can make it this whatever you want to track. So if you are, for example, cross-posting into other platforms, you can mark it here. So if you change this to, let's say, Facebook, Twitter, blog post, Pinterest, and Threads. Let's say you're cross-posting them in these 5 places, so you can update that here, and now your boxes will be updated, and you can just give it a check if you update this. And this here, it's going to show you on your daily calendar view. I'm gonna check this. So now here you can see on your daily calendar view, you can see that all of these have been checked, meaning that you cross-posted this on your other platforms as well. Next is the Instagram Manager Hub. This is your operations brain. This is where you're going to be using this as a central link library, Instagram Manager command deck, whatever you want to call it. Basically, this is where you're going to keep every link, every resource, and systems related to your Instagram all in one place. So you don't have to hunt through folders or Google Docs or Google Drives. Everything should be linked in here, including logins to Meta Business Suite, Ads Manager, everything you can link in here. And these categories this is entirely editable. So you can delete this and enter your own. To link something, you just press Ctrl K and then enter your link in here, okay? And then that makes it clickable. You can go to the link. Next, you're gonna have your content strategy planner, and this is where everything clicks together. You can plan this ahead, so when it's time to post, you're not scrambling looking for ideas or looking for what to post. Here, you will plan your upcoming content by date, time, format, goal. Content pillars, by the way, you can change these colors for these tabs. I forgot to show you this in the setup tab, but when you change the hex code in here, it changes the color of this little tag over here. So let me get the hex code blue, for example. And you can use any hex code, anything that you enter in here, it will work. So just enter the hex code in here, click enter, and now your tag will change color. Back to the planner, you're gonna enter your goal, your title, and then the thumbnail. Enter here the size that you use on Instagram, and that's because when you're on the dashboard, you will show over here. If you put it a different size, this will look off. So just make sure that it has the same ratio as show on Instagram. And then here you can enter the link for some inspiration. So if you are planning a reel or a carousel that you got inspired by someone else, just enter the link in here. Here you're going to select the difficulty of the content, and here there's the edit me and the post me links. This is a draft link. So if you are using a Canva template, if you have just, for example, the raw video, and then you're going to be using that same video to repurpose content, you can enter the video here, for example, in your Google Drive, and then here is the final link to post, which would be a link with your captions or your hook on basically the content piece ready to post. Then here you have your caption and copy. So enter your hook, your caption, your CTA for the keyword, and then this, and then here you can just copy and paste. This is going to get your caption plus your hashtags. It will combine them So you can just copy and paste to Instagram. Okay, and then here you can select the status, so draft, scheduled, or posted. And then after you post it, you can enter the permalink in here, which is the direct link for the Instagram post. Now let's talk about the content calendar tab. And this is where your plan comes to life visually. It automatically displays your planned posts. The emojis will show the status and the type of format of the content planned. So what you're looking at over here, you can see that this was a reel and this is the post number on your planner. So when you go in the planner on column B, you have the post ID. You know that it's a reel, and you also know that this post have already been posted. This side over here will display the month before your selection, the month of your selection, and the month after your selection. The highlights means that you had something on this day, either be a post schedule or a task. Then the white days means that there was absolutely nothing scheduled for these days. This should help you with consistency. If you're skipping too many days, then you know that you have to get back on track because Instagram rewards consistency. You can switch here between months by clicking here and then selecting the first of the month that you want to see. So let's go see October. Here you can select the weekday, so you want your week starting on a Monday, then it's going to display Monday here. If you want your week starting on a Sunday, it shows Sunday. Next, we also have these over here. So this is a task. You have a task tracker over here. So let's see, for example, the task on the 11th. You can see that this one is in task status, which means it's open. Now I'm going to click over here. Now this task is also completed. And then last but not least, in here, you have special dates. So for example, let's say you're launching, you can add over here. So just again, keep it short because you only have this space to write. So let's say launch day 1, day 2, day 3. So I'm launching for 5 days. Then this is going to display over here that these are my launch days. And on my launch days, I have nothing planned. So that would be my next step. That's what I would go over here and schedule posts for these 5 days. Next, you have the daily calendar view. So if your content calendar is your monthly overview, the daily calendar view is your zoom in. Each day shows your actual content mockup. So the post thumbnail, the goal of the post, the caption, your checklist. So if you are cross-posting, it will show over here. So you're going to select the day that you want to see. If I select 10/21, for example, I have nothing posted that day. If I go back up here, I had one post over here, and then I will have a view of the date and then what day it was, what time was this post scheduled or posted. I know it's a reel and this has been scheduled. Once it has been posted, I can go back and change it to posted. Okay, so I just changed it. This reel has already been posted. This is the title of the reel. Here I can see the category for the content pillar. This is a thumbnail. This is the post me link. You can like batch create one day, put everything in the Google Drive, and then one day you take 30 minutes to schedule those posts. Then you have the direct link to click. It just helps your workflow go much smoother. And then here you see the goal of the post. This is the copy and paste for the caption. So download your final video, come over here, grab this caption, go to Instagram and schedule it. Very easy. This will show up to 5 posts. So if you post 5 times a day, all your 5 posts will show over here. Okay, next, let's talk tracking, because this is what separates random posting from strategic growth. In your Track Account Analytics tab, you'll record your weekly performance metrics. So views, profile visits, follows, engagement, all of this will be tracked over here. And I will show you exactly where to get this information from. I tracked this weekly, so last day that I tracked was October 13th. So then next will be October 20. So every Monday I come in here and I type in the numbers so I can visualize my growth on the dashboard. So this is the dates that I'm going to be selecting from the report. Now I'm going to leave this link in here. You're going to find the data for the section on the insights and the Meta Business. So just clicking here, and this should take you to your own Meta Business suite. If you don't have it, you should set that up. And then I'm going to split my screen so I can type in the information easily. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go get the views. Okay, there's all these different performance metrics for the views. I'm going to click over here. This is going to show the last 90 days, but I'm going to change to the date on here and the dates to select. So October 13 to October 19. So just click over here. So 13, 19, click update. Now you have your numbers for the view. Just click over here, double click and paste it. And then from organic, the views from ads will auto calculate for you, but you just confirm if it's the same number. And then followers. So this is the breakdown, organics versus ads. And then to see the follower, non-follower, you just click over here. And now you have here, so view from followers and from non-followers. Okay. All right, now we're gonna go and click on reach. And here you have your reach. So let's go back to the reach part. Same thing. It's gonna be organic, from ads, followers, non-followers, okay? And then the total. So total reach, from followers, from non-followers. Now let's go back here to organic versus ads. And then 2 from ads. Okay. Okay, then next, there's one more thing that you're gonna get here from the Meta, which is views and reaches for the stories. So just come over here, click on stories, and then 339. Oops. And then 339 views, 120 reach. Okay, that's it. The replies you're gonna get that from the app. Let me switch my view so I can see. So I can show you how to get that from the Instagram app. Okay, now so for the rest of the tracker, we are going to use the actual Instagram apps. Click on the app, go to your profile, and then click on Professional Dashboard. Now here, each one of these will show where to look for the data. So this one's gonna be under views. Okay, so you have views, interactions, new followers, and then content you shared. We're going to be going on views first, and that's going to be this part right here. Click over here on views. Make sure you change the date. Don't forget to change this. I forget all the time, and then I have to go back and collect the correct data. So just click update. And then just so you know, these views over here will match what you had entered over here first from the actual Meta dashboard. I wish they had all of this data inside of the Meta Business Suite, but they don't. So we have to go on the app. You're going to go to content type. So you can see here views by content type. Then you're going to get the percentage for reels, posts, and stories. I do not break down followers and non-followers, so just grab this main number over here. 65.7, 25.7, and 8.5. And then you're going to scroll down, and you're going to see profile activity in here. So 111, 99, and then 12. So that is it for the views part. Okay, next we're going to go to interactions. So back over here, and then click interactions. Click the day, update. And then you're going to enter the numbers in here. So 174, 0 from ads, interactions from followers. So here you can see 80.2 from followers, content type. Same thing here. It doesn't have to be broken down by followers and non-followers. So 54, 35.2, 11.8. And then we're going to scroll down here and we're going to see the interactions by type of post. So this one you're going to click so you can see the different numbers in here, okay? So let's go to Reels first, and then you have likes, comments, saves, shares, and reposts. It should be in order over here. Just make sure sometimes we don't have one or the other. Just make sure you're entering the correct data in here. So 52, 28, 18, 2 shares, 0 reposts, okay? Do the same thing for posts. So again, I don't have as many interactions here. So 29. 22 comments and 12 saves, and then 0 and 0. And then for the stories, the last number you need is the replies, so 9 replies. That's it for the interactions section. Now for the followers, and this is the last part that you're going to be tracking in here, just click over here, just again back up on your app. You're going to go to new followers, select the date, scroll 13 to 19, click OK, and then you're going to put in here. So this is going to give you the lifetime followers, and then overall 6, follows 15, and then this number should match whatever is in here, okay? And this will give you the growth percentage. It's all auto-calculated. That is it for this tab. Okay, now this is the Meta's 90-day report tab. All you have to do in here, you're going to go to the Meta Business Suite and download the pieces of content that you have created for the past 90 days. I'm going to put the link in here, but it's inside of your Meta Business Suite and inside of Insights. Okay, so when you click over here on the side, you can see Insights, and then you go to the content part. And then you have to click here, export data. Then you're going to click over here and they're going to select the last 90 days. They don't let you pull information past that, but this should be enough for you to see what has been performing better in your account for the past 90 days. Okay, So first we're gonna download the posts. Wait a little bit, then it's gonna say export complete. Just click download export, okay? Then this is gonna be the information. Go in here, you're gonna open just type in sheets.new on your browser. It's gonna open a brand new spreadsheet. I don't like importing into my main one because there's a bug in Google Sheets right now. It's gonna mess up the colors in there. So just click upload, browse, and then select the file that you just downloaded, and you can click replace spreadsheet. Click import data. Then it's gonna give you all of this information. Just select all the rows. So I have 97 rows. Right click, resize row, but specify row height. Okay, just so it's all in one place. So I'm gonna select all of this content here, and I'm gonna Control C. I'm gonna go back in my 90-day report. I'm gonna go here to cell A2, and I'm gonna Control V. That's all I'm gonna do for this part. Then I'm gonna scroll down here. Now we're gonna go back to the Meta Business Suite, and we're gonna export the stories data. Okay, so account, last 9 days, and then we're gonna do stories. Okay, click generate. It's gonna say it's processing. Okay, now it's ready. Let's download this, and just make sure you remember the name. So it's file 3378. So let's go back to the spreadsheet. Go to file, import, go to the upload tab, browse, and then I think it was this one. Yes, 3378. Okay, just clicking here, open, and then just click replace spreadsheet. Okay, you don't need to create a new one. We no longer need the data that it's in here. We just need the new data. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing. I do select them all, resize, specify row height 21. This is just so it doesn't spill over into the other cells. Okay, so we're gonna copy everything except the headers. Okay, just Control C, then come over here, Control V. Okay, that's all you have to do. You can see here it's under post type, so you have your reels, your carousels, and your stories. Okay, that's all you need. Now you can get out, you can close MetaSuite, you can delete the spreadsheet that you just created. So go to file, move to trash, go to sheet screen. That's it. And then now this information in here from this tab, it's going to feed the next 2 tabs over here, which is track post analytics and track stories analytics. Okay, so when we click over here, you can see now all of your posts are in here, and there's the link, there's the post ID. This is all from Instagram. Okay, and then you have the views, the likes, the shares, the comments, the saves, the engagement rate. There's a formula in here. And then you have reach and follows, and then here you can filter by what you want to see. If you want to see which post had the highest views, this one over here. And then when you click in here, you can see your actual post. Just make sure that you are logged into your account, and you can do the same thing for the stories. You can track which story had more views, which story had more replies. So this one had 5 replies. Now for this story, it doesn't show you, let me go back to the business suite. So for the stories, it doesn't give you the link because technically it's expired, but there's a way to see the story. So let me go over here. Let's say I want to see the story that had the most replies on. So I'm just going to click here, Control C. Then under the content part, I can search for the post ID. Okay, so just clicking here, and this should pull my story. Then I can click in here, and it will show me what story it was, the interactions, the views. You can see here that there was 2 likes and 5 replies. Anyway, so you can redo this type of story. Double down on what's working. That's how you grow. Here you can see this post had 119 comments. You're gonna duplicate this post. You can do more of this type of content because it means that your audience liked it. If you want to do post that has more followers, which post has brought you more followers? So you can see here, this post brought in 10 followers. This was a carousel. And you can see the type of post, and then you can repeat that same post. This is how you use the analytics in your favor. Those 3 tabs together are very powerful. Double down on what is actually working. Sometimes it's hard to see that we're growing. It's hard to see that we are getting engagement because everything's so spread out. But when you stop and focus on the actual data, it tells you a different story. Use this in your favor to strategize a better way to grow your Instagram. Next, we have the Ideas Bank tab. Whenever inspiration strikes, this is where you're going to capture, okay? Each column aligns with your content pillars. Here, you can enter what each pillar is about. And then down here, this is a blank canvas for you to brainstorm topics, write hooks. You can log your competitor inspiration in here. So for example, I link to some of my competitors' reels or carousels that did great for them. So I can not copy, but I can get inspired and I can put my own spin in it. In here, the more ideas you collect, the easier it becomes to stay consistent without feeling stuck. Okay, now this is the Repurpose Matrix tab. This one's a game changer. Every time you post something and that post performs well, you're gonna drop it here on the Repurpose Matrix. And then from here, you can map out all the ways that the same post can be turned into different formats. Reels, carousel, stories, static images. You can turn into written formats. You can turn a carousel into an IG caption, a Facebook post, email, blog post, a thread. You can turn that into interactive formats like a polls or a question box in your stories. And you can also create lead generating assets. So for example, let's say you posted a carousel with the top 10 tips for whatever, and then that performed super well. Get that and turn that into a checklist in a Google Doc. And then you create a opt-in and you can use ManyChat to deliver it. That's how you collect leads. And that's how you maintain visibility without burning out. My tip for you here, go to your posts, analytics, then you're gonna select the metric that you want to repeat. If you want comments, select here, for example, the top 10. I'm gonna get the post ID, then just do Shift Control V, okay? And I'm gonna get a type. The type is here, Shift Control V. You're gonna get the permalink, Control C, Shift Control V. You're gonna get the caption, Control C, Shift Control V, and then the original post date. I'm gonna put it here. So then, remember the edit me, post me links. This is why you should be using this feature. If you have your raw footage or your caption in Google Docs, for example, this is where you're gonna take this content and turn into a post me content. Grab the caption and then turn that into a Facebook post. And then here, you're gonna select which format do you want to. So for example, this one was a carousel originally, and then so let's make that a reel. I can just put it here. You can select the date that you want this to be. So here it was 10/3 right here. So usually give like maybe 3 months, then schedule in January next year. So this carousel 3 months from now will be turned into a reel. Do this with your best performing content, and then you're just organized in here. Once you're done, you can change it here to scheduled, or whenever it's posted, you change it for posted. This is the ManyChat tracker tab. For those using automation, this ManyChat tracker ties in your keywords, your lead magnets, and your workflows all together. So you can see which triggers are active, what they connect to, and whether they are collecting your leads, emails. You can see which triggers or which automations are active, what they connect to, what is the opt-in, or what are they sending to the viewers, and then what's the goal? Are you sending them to checkouts, or are you just collecting leads? Here you can link to the workflow, and then here it tells you if you are collecting emails. If you're collecting emails in ManyChat, or if you're collecting emails in a landing page, or if you're not collecting emails at all. Sometimes we send them to opt-in pages on our website, right? The lead collection happens in our website. Sometimes it happens inside of the DM automation. And then sometimes we just don't collect anything. We just like to give free information. It helps with engagement. 3 different strategies in here, but they all help you grow. Okay, now this part right here, it is my favorite part. It's the part that I spend most of my time on. This page pulls the data from all of your analytics tabs and all of your planners and everything else that you were building, and then turns into visual insights. So here you instantly see at a glance your follower goals. Remember, you enter the follower goals in the setup tab. This is how far you are from that goal. This is your lifetime followers. Okay, so my goal was to get to 10,000 followers, so I'm kind of far from that, but that's okay. This is why I'm using this dashboard. And then here you can have your total views, total accounts reached, engagement rate. This is really important. The higher the engagement rate, the faster it is for you to grow on Instagram. And then here is your net new followers, and here is your growth rate, which is also important because you want to be growing. Here you can select by default all the dates are selected. So everything that you enter on your track your account analytics tab is going to be shown over here. And then if you unselect this and then you select, let's say you want to check the last 3 weeks. So this is what happened in the last 3 weeks. Okay, so this is the total views that you got, accounts reached, your engagement rate, it was a bit higher, how many followers you gained in this period. Okay, and this was your growth rate. So clearly in the last few weeks, see the engagement rate is going a little bit down, the growth rate went a little bit down. So the last 3 weeks have been the best. Engagement rise. Oh, this one was terrible. The last week was terrible. We gained only 6 new followers and the growth rate, and that is because we haven't posted much that week. Okay, so unselect everything, just select all, and then here on this side you will see the total planned posts that you have for today. So it will show the image. This is automatically, this whole dashboard updates automatically. There's nothing that you need to enter manually over here. So you have image, title, status, and the time of the post. Okay, so here I see that 2 are posted, 2 are scheduled, and 1 is still in draft. So that means I need to get my attention to this one, because if this was planned to be posted today and it's not even scheduled, then I have to take action on this one. Now here you will see today's task, and that's from your content calendar. So I entered a couple of tasks in here for today, and I can see that the task for 11 a.m. has been completed, which was batch film B-roll videos. And then for the 3 p.m. it's still open. I still have to schedule posts for today. Here you can see your performance trends, and this is based on your accounts analytics, the weekly data that you collect. So here you can see the views. You can select views or reach, and this will change a little bit. Here it says that 64% of your views came from unique viewers. So this compares your views to the reach rate. And then here you can see the reach, followers, non-followers. There are some insights over here for you. Follower reach is low, what you have to do. So it gives you tasks for you to do. So re-engage with your base with stories, carousels, or direct posts. Here you can see your reach, organic versus ads breakdown. Early in the year we were running ads, so a lot of our reach was coming from the ads. So if I change this here for the last 3 weeks that we didn't run ads, then you can see here that it shows the strong organic growth. 100% of reach are organic. And then you can see the views in here. 100% of the views are organic. It doesn't show any ads in here. But then you can see here I had more views from followers than non-followers. When I select all, when I was running ads, it was bringing more non-followers to my account, like by a lot. So here is your followers. So this is your lifetime followers. Here just shows your growth. So this is the follows, unfollows, and then there has been a growth dip. It's time to revisit your highest saving or sharing posts, okay, because that's gonna push to new audiences. So there are some insights in here. This is all based as your stats change, the insights will also change. Here you can select the engagement breakdown. So if you want to see your engagement from reels, and then you can select reel likes, reel comments. You can see here we had a really spike in the comments in here, and then last week it dropped. So you can see here that it dropped by 78%. And this is because the week before we shared a Instagram post with our email list and asked them to comment in there. So here you can see total views, people reached, interactions, replay rate, and then same thing for posts. So you can see here for the whole time in the account, for the all period, the posts have higher engagement rate than reels. And then here you can change like post comments, same thing, the post comments higher, this is lower. We hasn't had no changes in shares, still 0. This compares the previous week with the last week. Down here you have your content distribution and insights. So here this one is based on your Meta's 90-day report. Remember, you pulled all the content pieces from your report. This is where it's going to give you insights. So it shows that we posted reels, carousels, and stories, and then here just give me insights. Here you can see post insights by reels, carousels. So here you can see carousels had 7% engagement rate, while reels had a 3.3%. Almost 60% of our published pieces were reels, and then 0 images. We haven't published any images. And then we published 15 carousels and 81 reels. Some insights in here, what to do next. And then here you can see your top 10 performing posts. And if you want to, you can copy this here to post in your repurpose tracker, because it gives you the top 10. So then you can select it, you can quickly see. So comments, reach, top 10 follows. And now this blue part down here is the top 10 performing stories. So again, you can select by reach, replies, profiles, visits. You want people clicking in your profile from the stories also. And this is all information that we received from the Meta's 90-day report. It does not have in the account analytics, but it does have under the content piece analytic. And last but not least, for these stories, you have the stories breakdown. So here are some insights on the stories. Our stories had a 2.09% engagement rate based solely on replies. We're not counting profile visits, we're not counting navigation, we're not counting likes. This is only replies because this is what matters the most in stories. You want them people replying to you so you can get them on that mini chat automation and have them going, right? You want engagement and you want leads. That's the whole goal of posting in stories. And then here again, you have a little chart and then shows that your stories replies increased by 50%, so from 5 to 9. And then we got 43 replies to our stories in that period within all the weeks. And then here, last but not least, you have a feed preview. You can select here to choose only the scheduled posts and published, or you can select all the posts that you have in your planner. I like to keep this checked because I want to see only the things that are already scheduled and published, so I can see what my feed will look like. And this is automatic, again, nothing to do. And that's the full walkthrough for the Instagram growth and diagnostic tool. I hope this was helpful. This has been really helpful for us in growing our account, and it's really good. It's one system, and once you get used to it, it's really nice because you can plan your content visually, you can track what's actually driving growth, you can repurpose smartly, and you can tie everything back to your business goals.